So, I can't find any decent videos that make, like, even a remotely... Well, I don't know if, like, YouTube just isn't having that shit on there, or if I'm just not looking hard enough. I can't find, like, any anti-vax videos to yell at, which is partially a good thing, but then, like, also, you know, the reason I like, reacting to a video is I don't like to, strawman things, even if it's, like, accidentally. I don't want to, like, speak for other people. I don't want to say what your opinion is if I don't have to, you know, if I can let you say it yourself, it's easier to further the conversation. But essentially, anti-vaxxers exist, and their arguments are not all the same, is another reason I need a fucking video too, because it's like, if I respond to, like, what one anti-vaxxer has said to me, you know, a bunch of other anti-vaxxers can be like, oh, well, that's not what we really believe in. And it's like, well, yeah, because this person probably just lied to, you know, win an argument with me, which isn't uncommon for an anti-vaxxer, to be honest. Here's the thing. I'm not the biggest, you know, truster of the government, you know. I pretty much want the smallest amount of government possible. I mean, unless it's, you know, if the government's going to exist, it should exist to further the rights and freedoms of human beings and shit like that. You know, it should be a positive force for the society that it's in. Other than that, yeah. But, like, this isn't really a government thing. You know, it's more of like a fucking plague we're trying to avoid. And I guess you can call that like a medical thing or whatever the fuck, but, like, I don't know. It's not really, like, the government isn't really making the vaccines in that way. So, here's the thing. Like, I'll try to go for, like, the more common arguments. Ones I have seen multiple times. One of them being that there's, like, a fucking chip in it or some shit. Like, one, I don't know, I'm a big fan of where our technology's at. And I love that it's constantly improving, but I don't think we're at the point where we can get a microchip small enough to go through a needle into our veins and not cause some kind of damage to our body. Like, I don't mean like that. I mean, like, we would notice pretty fucking, like, hey, it ripped a hole in my fucking heart or some shit. Like, you know what, like, there would be some kind of physical effect. I don't think there's anything small enough we can do like that with. And then beyond that, the obvious fucking response is cell phones. We all fucking have one. If the government's really going to try to trace us, it doesn't have to try that hard without chipping you, to be quite honest. And then beyond that, like, what do you do? Like, oh, you sell weed? Oh yeah, you gotta hide from the government. You sell all that marijuana. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're not interesting. The government doesn't give a fuck what you do. You know, let's just be honest. They do not give a fuck what you do in your spare time. Most of you don't do anything worth spying on. Let's be quite honest. I'm not even gonna, like, I'm not the most interesting motherfucker either. Like, if the government was to spy on me, they'd be like, alright, this guy is basically exactly how he is in public, just, you know, jerks off a little more often than is probably healthy. Other than that, you're not finding out anything. And I mean, I openly say stupid shit on here anyway. Like, I will happily just say whatever. I do not give a fuck. There's no reason to spy on me. And there's no reason to spy on most everyone. If, like, who the fuck? I don't know. And beyond that, like, what? So, they're not even gonna gain anything by spying on us. And then on top of that, it's almost, it would be pretty much fucking impossible to gather that much information of, like, everybody, millions upon millions of people, their every waking moment being documented. Who can read all that? You would literally need half the population to go through the other half of the population's shit at all times. And at one point, I'm sure the other half would be like, hey, I know everything about you because that's our job over here. And I'd be like, oh, really? Okay. Like, cool. I don't know, that would almost be comforting. I would be like, oh, someone actually is watching over me. Not in like a religious way, just, you know, I'd actually talk to them. I'd be like, you know, friends with them, honestly. I'd be like, hey, buddy, I know you're listening. You have to. How you doing? I'm not doing good today. I stubbed my toe 3 times. I had to pick up my dog's shit off my neighbor's lawn. You know, be cheaper than therapy. No, you're not that interesting, I'm sorry. The fucking government's not trying to spy on you. So that's one claim down. 2, it doesn't affect, or a lot of people will say, like, oh, COVID doesn't affect me, blah blah blah, or like it won't kill me. And not now, it won't kill you now, but I don't know if you know how plagues or diseases or viruses work. They get stronger, and this is already like an alarmingly strong one, and the more it mutates, the more it's going to, you know, just wreck shop and fuck everyone up. And if this round didn't fucking kill you, the next one might. And if that one doesn't, then the one after might. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about being young and healthy, I hate to break this to all of you too, is that shit's not forever. Like, I'm young and relatively healthy at this moment, but I understand that shit's going to go away quick as fuck. And one day, we're gonna be old and not have the greatest immune systems. And we're gonna be like, yo, what if we didn't want to die from a fucking disease such as this? And then everyone would be like, yo, I'm healthy, so fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, alright. So, yeah, it can come around and kill you in the future. Just because it didn't kill you this time doesn't mean it won't. And then beyond that, like, the whole, if everyone else is vaccinated, I shouldn't have to get vaccinated. One is just logically inconsistent, because that only works if one fucking person says that, but it's a talking point. Like, you realize what I'm, like, one person isn't saying that. If one person said that, sure, yeah. If the only person in the world who isn't vaccinated said that, then yeah, I guess that's technically true. But seeing as though it's definitely more than 2, that disease can be spread around to other people, and the more it spreads around, the more it can mutate, and the more that it mutates, the less effective the vaccine does now, making it so that people who did get vaccinated can still be affected in the future. So, essentially, even though everyone else, which isn't everyone else, is vaccinated, you not being vaccinated can still be harmful to their health. And then, I guess the only other halfway logical or decent point is the whole my body, my right type of thing, which is the only one I will give some amount of credence to. But the thing is, you're impeding on the rights of other people to go out into public and not be endangered, which automatically is just, I think that trumps our personal freedoms. I do believe, like, I'm libertarian as fuck, but it ends once you start being a danger or harm to other people around you. And at that point, yeah, I don't give a shit what rules we have in place or what freedom you lose. I don't want to die for your freedom. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, call me that, like, a fucking whatever. Oh, the people who died for our freedoms. Like, that's not what. Okay, let me rephrase that, because I can see how that can be twisted. Dying to give people freedom is one thing. Your freedom to kill someone, or your freedom to cause someone else's death, is what I do not wish to give you. See what I'm saying? Like, you're not free to endanger others. And yeah. And here's the thing, like, we've been mandating vaccinations to go into schools and shit like that for years. And why, like, I don't know, people have been trusting vaccinations for years, and now that it's like more of a fucking now that we need it more than ever, people are like distrusting it more than ever, which is fucking weird and kind of stupid. But, you know, people like to feel like, oh, I'm a truth crusader over here. I know better than fucking, I know better than the government. I know better than, you know, actual doctors. I know better than people who studied this shit their whole lives. Me, a fucking nobody on Facebook and YouTube's, is like, alright, yeah, I'm sure you did all the research, buddy. But, I don't know. Which, everyone does all the research, but then they end up fucking making shit up on the spot. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, essentially, the only rights that I'm interested in not giving people is the right to endanger or harm. And I feel like that's a good enough fucking reason. I believe in your right to swing your fist around. I just don't believe in your right to stand within a foot while doing it of me. Yeah, I mean, if you really don't want to take the vaccines, I believe in your freedom to leave the society in which you would be endangering. Society has rules, and I don't know. There's a certain amount of, like, yeah, you gotta abide to society if you want to be a part of it. I know it's kind of like a fucking trap in a way, and there are certain things I don't like about our society, but you can try to fix that. But, like, certain things like that is just like, yeah, it's not cool to endanger people. And yeah, if you have any good anti-vax arguments, please tell me, and we can talk about it, and I will actually do the research and tell you why that's almost certainly stupid. And, like, what's annoying is, like, I'm trying not to meta debate as much, but it just feels like this whole thing is just like an ego thing of, like, people trying to be like, I don't know, some kind of... Because here's the thing. Every time I've told an anti-vaxxer I got vaccinated, which sadly is a couple of people in my life, they always try to, like, make, like, jokes, but, like, tongue-in-cheek of, like, oh, you're conforming, you're a fucking sheep. And it's like, alright, yeah, sure. One, the whole, oh, you're a conformist. Like, I didn't know that, like, being a 15-year-old anarchist was how we debated now, but okay. I mean, yeah, if that's your political idea. I'm a libertarian, but anarchy's not something we can sustain. And I don't know, calling people a conformist is such a vapid term, especially nowadays. It's like, what are we conforming to? Especially in terms of, like, trying not to die. It's like, oh, you're a conformist. It's like, no, I'm a not die, you know, curled up in a fucking fetal positionist, puking my guts out or some shit. Like, yeah, I don't, like, that's my main belief in life. My main political stance is I don't want to die. It doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound like a cool thing to do is be dead. So, yeah, I don't, call me a fucking conformist. I guess we're all conformists for wanting to live. It's like, okay, I'm a conformist for trying not to die. And yeah, like, I don't know, calling people like a sheep and blah, blah. Like, this is just the argument of people who want to feel as though they're smarter than other people, but don't have any way of actually proving it, or have any talent, or have no way of actually processing their thoughts beyond just, like, I don't like that, and, you know, there are other people like you that do that too, and it's just stupid. But yeah, other than that, go get fucking vaccinated. Please don't be the downfall of society just so you can, you know, feel like some kind of cool truth crusader on the internet or some fucking stupid bullshit. Again, you're not interesting. None of us are. Get the fuck over yourself. Stop being an endangerment to other people. I'm mostly trying to inlong this Lavender Town because this song's fucking fire. Not like legit, I used to be afraid of this song as a kid. It was fucking terrifying. This is it in reverse, so it's extra scary. I don't know. I saw it and I thought that would be fun music. Anyway, yep. Go get vaccinated. Go fuck yourself. I'm out.